Hey guys, welcome to Bloated, the Jwebby podcast where we talk about food, gym, and everything in between. Thanks for joining me, and don't forget to keep up to date with all my antics on my social media channels. Search Jwebby Can Eat across all platforms.
Jwebby, you're back in action. Today was a big day for you.
Yeah, riding solo. As you guys know, Danny decided to go on a day trip to some cool springs, water, apparently a lot of salt. He came back tanned. How do you get tanned in Turkey in the middle of winter? I will never know. But yeah, had a good day. I started off at the gym where the owner knew who I was from TikTok. That was pretty cool. The gym was no bigger than my apartment, so that was interesting. I then got a haircut, but a full on, I'm talking decked out salon, but they give you the full works. I'm talking skin fade, eyebrows trimmed, eyebrows threaded, waxed nose. They understood ethnics. We got hairy noses, man. They got the scissors right up in there. They got the wax, even the ears, clipped the ears.
Yeah.
Even washed me down. It was interesting, good experience, and it only cost me like $13.
I think what happened is when I walked through the doors, I saw a new man, and I didn't recognize him actually because he cleans up well, you know.
Fresh.
Jwebby got his eyebrows even threaded. So I leave him for 1 minute, and he's done something crazy. But the experience he told me about the haircut was just next level. Probably the first time he really liked another man touching him. But yeah.
And I told him Danny would be there for today. So Danny's going to get a haircut tonight. Hopefully get a fresh fade. Look, I can honestly say here in Antalya, they understand how to taper a beard properly. So I do recommend.
It's going to be an experience.
Check out Murat Ozan at Mustafa Dogan Mend Kafir, however you say it. Anyway, then I had to start training for today because these people that cancelled on me, this Ortalka, however you say it, they decided to make some kind of challenge to kind of make up for what they did. I'm not about this life, but if they're going to invite Turkish media, if they're going to invite the biggest eater in Turkey to go up against me to make fun of me, I'm going to do what Jwebby does. I'm going to give it everything I've got. So I had to train, went around literally up and down on like a main strip here in Antalya, and I went to every takeaway shop. I got donors, I got plates, I got sweets, even found some nuts, man. Turks love their salt. Had so much salt yesterday, but I got the food down. I even found a pizza with doner on it. That was pretty cool.
That's cool.
It was an experience, but I got so full and then I had to walk back to the hotel. That sucked. Then Danny found me asleep on the bed.
Oh, can I just say there's something with Jwebby. He does not sleep. So when I see him sleeping, and I woke him up about 3 times yesterday, and he was just in shock, and he doesn't know where he is. He wakes up and he thinks he's on a mission to just eat, because that's how serious it is right here. So, food is the first thing on his mind, and then everything else. So
literally food coma.
Pretty crazy. Yeah, food coma is taken serious here. But other than that, I think you got to try a lot of things that we necessarily weren't trying, which was a good thing, especially the doner kebab. You came back raving about it. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so every store, look, there's a bunch of stores that do it a little bit differently, depending from the bread or the fillings and stuff. So I just literally went to 3 different ones and got 3 different doners.
What's the biggest difference between here and Australian kebabs?
It's the bread, definitely the bread. So they use pita bread here. It's a bit more chewy. It's not as like crispy, and then they know how to cook meat here. So I have had many kebabs, shawarma rolls in my lifetime, and some of them are very hit and miss, very dry, very salty. I haven't had a bad one here. They know how to cook. The other thing is, man, food is so cheap. Like you get, they measure the meat as well. So you get you get 80 grams, 120 grams, or 200 grams in a roll. You get a 200 gram roll with filling, a drink for 125 Turkish lira. Yeah, which is it's like $6.
How good's that?
And the funniest part is when you order 2, they look at you like you're crazy. Yeah. And I'm like, can I have another one?
Man, every shop we go into, they are unexpecting what they're gonna see, and when it happens, it's the funniest because as a bystander myself, I just look at all their reactions, and Jwebby thinks it's like normal, so he's just ordering off the menu, half the menu, maybe sometimes the whole menu, and he's doubling the order as well. It's like, okay, this is like a huge plate, right, meant for 2. You're like, yep, 2 of them. And they look at him, and I'm just sitting there laughing, and he doesn't realize he's moving on to the next thing: desserts, extra sides, 2 bottles of Coke no sugar. By the way, that's his drink. There's a lot of things you can learn when you travel with Jwebby.
Speaking of traveling and learning, I learned yesterday Turks have an addiction to ketchup and mayonnaise. So every time you get a roll, whether it be kofta, sujuk, a doner roll, whatever, they ask you ketchup and mayonnaise, and I'm like, what is this? Interesting concoction, but I'm down for that. Look, I'm in Turkey. Why not?
I love how you said interesting concoction. That word is the definition of Jwebby. He's a concoction in himself. Everything is to the T, and if one thing doesn't go right, you should see the concoction that happens. But what I do love is I'm learning as well, traveling with Jwebby, is, as a personality, other than just the food, take away all that. If there's a challenge in front of him, not food challenge, I'm talking about just the challenge in this road trip that we're having. He's always been able to overcome it, even though it takes a while. But he still
Better late than never.
he gets there. I think. Look, sometimes when we don't do a proper gym session, it does affect both of us when you're traveling. So important is that, first of all, that gym foundation, that's the fitness, and he's been actually teaching me a lot about that, and what it means to him. So yeah, tell us more about, like, after all this, we still had the energy to G each other up and say, look, we haven't seen each other the whole day, which was actually quite a good break. It was nice to have. I mean, we've been traveling for maybe 36 to 48 hours straight, driving up and down, Turkey, and it took a toll on our bodies, let's be honest. But also it was good to have a little bit of separation, then come back together. We were so happy to see each other. And what did we do?
We found what they call an Arabic diner. So this restaurant, let's call it, serves up, classic Arab food until 4 a.m. So we went down there. I ordered a platter for 3, which the barbecue, by the way, was immaculate.
So good.
Lamb, kofta, chicken, everything. It was just cooked well.
What would you say was your favorite thing on that dish? Because that thing had everything.
That lamb chop. That lamb chop was gun. The lamb chop was quality, and the chili bread was quality. It was all good. We smashed that. I smashed a doner roll. Then, after we left, we needed to find some dessert. And Danny, Danny, dessert, shisha. So Danny's like, let's do this, man. So we go to this cafe, get a shisha. And then Danny does his thing, starts talking because he's walking around with his bazooka camera, speaking like half Arab, half English to people. And I thought he was actually talking. He was having a conversation with one of the waiters. They were both waving their arms in the air. I'm like, Danny, what's going on? Danny's like, I don't even know. And then one of the waiters comes out with an energy drink. I'm like, bro, it's like 1 a.m. Yeah. So he comes out with an energy drink and starts waving his hands in the air. And then Danny speaks to him in what I thought was Arabic. Then the guy walks away. Danny's like, oh, they want you to promote their energy drink. I'm like, what are you talking about? Anyway, the ice cream I got an ice cream little sundae. Danny got a little chocolate banana cake. We ate that. And then the owner comes with like a 1.5 kilo like ball of chocolate mousse.
Yeah.
And I still don't know what's going on because I don't understand. Danny is just laughing. And he's like, challenge. So after they worked out who I was, the owner comes out with a cake and he wanted me to do a challenge. So I'm like, all right. So then a journalist was there. The owner was there. The workers.
Food journalist too.
Yeah, food journalist. All crowded around with their phones. I'm like, oh, this is really happening.
There was about 10 people around.
And they never got their phones out. I did my thing. I smashed this 1.5 kilo chocolate mousse cake after a 5-scoop sundae and half of Danny's chocolate banana cake and a platter for 3 and a doner roll and sides. I did it in like 2 minutes. Drank their 2 energy drinks.
So quick.
Drank about 4 teas. All while Danny is still smoking his shisha.
Wait, I'll tell you my side of the story now. When Jwebby walks into a room, it's like I don't know why, but it's like a privilege to just G him up and to G him up in front of the crowd. So yes, I was speaking half Arabic because over here the Turkish people are Turkish and then they're also like a bit of Arab, and they'll come up to you and they'll be like, "Oh, you look Arab, you Arab." That's what they said to Jwebby as soon as he landed. He landed in the airport. They're like, "You Arab, you're not Croatian." But yeah, so they start to speak to you in that language, and I think it's a friendly thing. They just want to get to know you. But they started telling us like, hey, where are you guys? Where are you from? And that's the general questions. But I straight away point at Jwebby's picture, his cartoon, and then bang, they straight away onto the TikToks. We got them onto that. We connected them more as soon as they see Jwebby's blue tick. And tell us about that blue tick. He's been raving about the blue tick. But tell us why it means a lot when you're traveling.
Well, in a country like Turkey where social media is massive, the only people that have a verification blue tick are either famous or someone of importance. Like many bloggers are not verified. So there's bloggers that I've been following that have, over 5 mil YouTube subscribers, 100K Instagram followers that aren't verified. Because their population is so big and so much is happening.
Yeah.
A blogger is not someone of importance or considered, a top creator or whatever. So when they see, Jwebby from Australia with a blue tick, they start frothing. And then they're like, oh, you must be famous or you must be someone.
Yeah.
And then their whole tune changes. They go from like, who are you to like, we want to know you. Yeah. And I just kind of roll with it. Like I'm not going around bragging I have a blue tick, but it made me see the importance or the prestige of what this journey has created.
Yeah. I think also like the way we're traveling is like, just so you guys get an idea, it's Jwebby walking or Jwebby entering a restaurant, and there's the camera I'm using with the mic. It's the whole scene.
It's a bazooka.
We've got the labels on the shirts, the sponsors. So it's a whole scene out here. And Jwebby, he's nice. He's out there saying hi to everyone. As soon as he walks in, he's like, "Hello, how you going?" And I'm like, bro, it's Turkey. They don't understand. Maybe marhaba. And then, so it's a bit of translation. I feel like, not only are we the media behind him, but we are also the translator, account manager at the same time. Part-time, not trying to take over Kate. Let's be honest, she does an immaculate job. But yeah, over here, it's quite funny. As soon as they found out that blue tick, bang, I pulled the owner over and I said, you got to come meet Jwebby. And literally, their faces lit up when they thought he couldn't finish the cake. He finished it in 2 minutes, and the way he ate it, you'll see the video later. And make sure you go check it out. Make sure you go check out the TikToks, the YouTube Shorts, the Instagrams, because we're updating them every day with the shocking Wi-Fi that we have, right, Jay?
Budget Wi-Fi.
But it is what it is. We're doing our best to keep you guys up to date. Is there anything you're looking forward to the next day, Jwebby?
Look, today we're up early. We're off to the gym. But this afternoon we are doing a collaboration with Koftici Cihat. Murat is a famous restaurant here in Antalya. He does kofta. But the big part, 3 p.m., we're going to this Ortakala Kopsisi something. The people that pretty much stitched me up. Which I think they're trying to stitch me up again, and like, because they think I cannot do it.
But why do you have this in your mind? Like, it's just
because they've gone from like, haha, like you're not welcome here, to haha, let's do something. I don't really understand. Look, I still don't understand the way maybe the Turks function or think. Like, they're very competitive. They're very like, if you are friends with him, you can't be friends with me. It's just a different way of doing things. But now I've done a few challenges. I've gone to a few restaurants. He contacted me and he wants me in his restaurant now, but he won't give me the money. So I feel like he's trying to make it like you're not going to win it anyway, sort of thing. So I want to go there and I want to do what I do. And this woman who has the record, I'm going to beat her record. So I'm looking forward to that.
What's the record?
I don't know. It's 275 skewers, but I don't know the time.
Okay.
But look, I'm going to do it. In under 15 minutes, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
so
you are.
Stay tuned, because tonight you're going to hear the verdict.
Let's go. All right. Catch up soon. Bye.